Hi, everybody. Welcome to the QB School. I am JT O'Sullivan. Today, Brock Purdy bounces back. Fired up for this one. Let's get it going. Welcome to the QB School. Before we dive into the video, a quick reminder about the Quarterback School Patreon community. This group is the foundation, okay? The bedrock of the channel. Not only is it a great, cheap way to support the channel, but you get even more Quarterback School content. So if you've ever wondered what it's like to be in an NFL quarterback room, the nuance, the detail, the depth that goes into talking about not only the quarterback position, but high-level offense and defensive football, you will love the Quarterback School Patreon community. Hop over there, join, become a member. The link is in the video description. As for this video, let's get into it. Brock Purdy and the Niners rolling. Right here, 3rd and 3. Brock Purdy using his legs. Time clock, not there. Go get it. Okay, kind of a, what I would say, an underappreciated element of Brock Purdy, just the ability to move in tight spaces. He doesn't think it's there. Got to go. Go get a first down, keep the chains moving, nice little wiggle, fall forward, protect yourself nice. Now, when you look at the film, I think I've been pretty clear about what I would consider not the strength of this offense being the dropback game. And then you turn on the film and you see guys running wide open and you wonder, hey, could we find a way to be able to hit this? Now, again, only they know what their read is. If I had to guess, I would say we'd be working 1 right here and then probably 2 up the seam. Now, they end up getting something down the rail, and then who knows what this route is here. Okay, but this is one of those ones where you turn on the film and you're like, oh, man. But again, I'm not trying to tell you I have the answers. I don't. I can tell you that looking at getting 4 guys out to a side down here to the bottom with McCaffrey running up the seam, that looks pretty good. Right? We can be critical of the drop back game. I certainly have right here. That's pretty sweet. Now, when he comes open, past the second level of the defense, Purdy's already running. But would anybody be surprised here if Purdy climbed the pocket, reset, and threw it right there to McCaffrey going double mailbox wide open? I wouldn't be, and I'm kind of surprised that he doesn't. So it's kind of one of those, catch-22s where, yeah, it's nice to get a first down. Touchdown's good too. And, I think 13 has proven the fact that he's got great vision. He finds guys, but in this one, just for whatever reason, he didn't. Next one here, another missed opportunity. This time, looks like a full field right to left read. He ends up getting to number 3, your boy, and we drop it. Okay, tough. Now, could it be a penalty potentially on use check as well? Maybe. Nice job from Purdy going right to left, 1, 2, 3. All he does is hit him right in the hands, right? That's a perfect throw down the field. I really like this play. I think if you could be critical here of Purdy, we of course will be, is, this thing looks like it's designed here to go to the glance or the drift right here, 1. And then maybe he plays this thing a little quick on kind of the double move chair in and up. So 1, 2, I would say this is just me, he's not my Cabo buddy, but I personally would prefer to throw it to Ayuk than a fullback, any fullback. So I think if you're being critical, you could say, hey, you got off that a little quick. But man, I love the timing of this thing. Just let this play design wash over you. Play action, glance. Double move on the backside, in and go. Wheel as the number 3. So right to left, 1, 2, 3. It's pretty sweet. Now, this isn't drop back. This is play action. But still, you can make the argument here, at least I will make the argument, that the ball could probably go to Ayuk. So no to Debo, yes to Ayuk. The other thing I would say here, and again, it's hard when you move, but Purdy's got such a great base. That is perfect. And he plays like that the vast majority of the time. Right here, he moves and his feet come together. Whoop! Now, it's not a deal breaker, and the ball is certainly good enough. But if you were to keep that base, would it be even better, easier? Would you get the ball to Ayuk? All those things, if ifs and buts were candies and nuts, we'd all have a Merry Christmas, right? push in the back, drop. Yikes. From the back here, we can really see that play action. You can see him go right, no, left, move. And again, it's the movement. It's when you look left, your tendency is going to be to move left. So look left, move left. So you really got to train yourself to kind of keep that base as you move, as opposed to, you just don't see this from Purdy a lot. That to this. A lot of moving parts. Again, I would prefer the ball go to Ayuk. Drop. Next one here, 3rd and 9. So this is a really nice one to Ayuk, the number 3 down here to the bottom, running that kind of deep out sail, Seattle banana route. Excellent conversion. Again, I'm a big fan of throwing 3rd down throws past the sticks, so not necessarily at the sticks. Beautiful base, nice touch, right up on him, outstanding. Okay, so from Ayuk and Purdy here, this is perfect. I love this. Let's just talk design-wise here. This is where the ball ends up going. So we're in, touch that hash, and come out of that thing. Great. We're going to get Debo right here, and what I'm going to call it clear, and we're going to talk about that route. And then down here to the bottom, the number 1 running almost like a far arrow, touch the hash and come out of it. So it ends up being just a flood. Now, if you're a fan of the channel, you probably know where I'm going to go here. But this route, okay, and again, we've talked and documented and showed significant evidence over the course of this season and seasons. This guy's a dynamic player with the ball in his hands. When the ball's not in his hands, not as dynamic, not as good of a football player. That's just what the film says. For me, if I had anything to do with this cat, I would say, man, you've got to have a little bit more of a team vibe to know that, hey, if I'm running a clear, meaning I'm opening it up for Ayuk to come out here on this Seattle, it's not good enough for him to just catch it. You want the guy you're clearing, the corner down here, to not make the play. It's kind of like blocking in the run unit. It's not good enough to just have like a, make sure your guy, is blocked at the line of scrimmage. You got to make sure that guy doesn't make the tackle. You got to have some pride in your craft. And to me, it's frustrating, man. Like this should be a bigger play than it is, because he goes what I consider not 100%. So if you think this is 100%, this is not for you. That this corner should not make this play. He should be terrified of 19 running past him. Watch the clear from Debo. He's chilling, and the ball's in the air. He's chilling he's chilling right here. He's already fucking chilling. He's chilling. Corner comes off, hits your teammate. To me, that's just not good enough, man. That's just straight up fucking truth. And again, we can all acknowledge the fact that he's dynamic with the ball in his hands. He's not a well-rounded football player right now. That doesn't mean he won't grow into it. Won't mean that 23 won't rub off on him. But other guys who are as dynamic as he is with the ball, who are polished, complete wide receivers or wide backs, they're running full speed. They're helping their teammate out. Their guy's not making the tackle. Next one here, right on cue. Debo to the bottom, little wrap in. Ball's a tick behind him. I would say, not knowing what the weather is here, it certainly looks sunny. But the accuracy wasn't quite as precise as we were used to from Brock. It's a nice catch from Debo here on the wrap in. A few things that I really like about this play. So wrap in here at the snap, not great, versus kind of what I would say potentially quarters look, quarter safety sitting right here. Once we get any sort of rotation, all of a sudden this wrap in is perfect. So we come up, rip the wrap in right there. Now, another thing to pay attention to, this guy, obviously really special football player. He's coming up, running the flat, and he absolutely murders this defensive linebacker type. Falls to the ground. So it creates this big window. And again, is the throw perfect? No. It's a tick behind him, but it's certainly good enough. So first here, let's watch the safeties rotate. There it is, easy to see. Now let's watch McCaffrey, the slot down here to the bottom, the number 2, murder, whoop, slip and fall, and the wrap in. Again, Purdy, base, outstanding, rhythm, the shuffle drop, balls out with anticipation, nice completion, first down inside the red zone, let's go. Just, whoop, whoop, whoop. Man, McCaffrey, just awesome change of direction. Nice completion, first down. Next one here, about as easy of a touchdown pass as you'll ever get. Little jet sweep flip. Nice job blocking on the edge, walk in for 19. So again, obviously dynamic with the ball in his hands. Really is. For me here, I gravitate to a few things. Really nice blocking on the edge from 89 and 11 up top. Trent Williams too. I really like how they do this. So there's a few different techniques you can have. I always think of the decision is what are we going to do with the edge player, the force, the C-gap player. So right here, they're going to leave him. So they're basically going to say Debo is going to beat him with speed. That's great. Love it. Up top, we're going to get a crack. So he's coming into crack, and then we're going to get an overlap or a fold. We're also going to get big 7-1 out here trying to lead the way. So really nice job being able to kind of get that safety caught up in the wash. They're not able to have a true force player out there. None of those DBs look like they want to make the tackle, and it's a walk-in. So great scheme. They come back and use it again later in the game. Gets called for a penalty, but just a really nice job. Not sure exactly what the center's doing, but it's a beautiful job being able to get an easy touchdown pass, walk in. Next one here. This is a really cool check down from McCaffrey. I don't know if I've ever seen this before. Not necessarily, certainly haven't seen it before off a play action to the player. So watch McCaffrey here. We're going to fake to him. He's going to fake a normal check down and then bring it back. That's pretty awesome. So it ends up being almost like a vertical check down. And again, down the field here, I would just classify this as a post and an in. So post, here comes that in. Now maybe you could wait second, third window and hit Debo over here. But this check down, y'all, I don't know. To me, this is innovation. So we come out, we fake it to him. Okay, nothing new there. They're great at play action. Then we're going to come out and get into our check down. Love seeing a guy get into his check down quickly. Then he's going to put his foot in the ground and come back. Almost like a fan screen or a Texas screen. Now, this is a play that teams will run like a true screen in the backfield where you come out, fake like you're going to get a screen and then come back. But I've never seen it off of a check down before. So off a play action fake. This is off a screen. So this part of this looks like screen. So up, come out like you're going to get a screen, put your foot in the ground and come back. But that's down the field post fake. So really nice little wrinkle. Again, all sorts of innovation all over the place in the play action world with this unit. Again, if Debo's running 100 miles an hour down here to the bottom, could he catch that third window in across the field? Maybe. But I love the check down. Like literally love it. Never seen it before. Outstanding football play. Again, all sorts of time. Look at the pass pro. It helps when they're probably missing their two best edge rushers. But that is a really cool check down. Love it. Next one here, really nice hookup to Kittle up top on a little switch sail. Your favorite motion in the house as well. Wide open. Again, kind of all day, some of these throws just a little bit behind. I think when you're so used to the precision of Purdy, especially in these intermediate throws, any sort of like accuracy deficiency, even a back shoulder thing is a little shocking. So first off, we're going to talk about it. The motion. The motion has never worked so good. So we do the motion, comes out here. What does it do? It widens the flat defender early. It makes this window even more open. So the motion works right here. Got to love it. We're then going to run that deep flag or pylon or sail. At some point, we're going to throw it. Okay, what I love here from Kittle, though, is this kind of switch release. So he's going to get in the tailpipe, come out, and then come out on that sail. So again, just an iteration of flood, right? Deep, intermediate, flat, and just wide open. So first thing here with the motion, let's watch that flat defender get width. So open up that hole. There it is. Drawn right to McCaffrey. I mean, that's a thing of beauty. That'll make every team in the country do this motion. So wide, 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 open up that hole. Now watch Kittle kind of get in that tailpipe. So a little switch release, subtle switch release, fly out of there. Beautiful. Again, the ball location, just back shoulder. It's not like it's, not catchable. Just a little surprising. And again, it's not the only time we see it in this game. So for whatever reason, just not quite as precise as he normally is because he's so locked in normally on these intermediate throws. But still, nice play, nice hookup. Next one here. This is a little bit funky for me. This, I'm going to call it two seams versus a middle field close player. I think Purdy does a nice job going right to left on the seams, like he's trying to get it into Kittle here to the right on the seam. And the linebacker, the second level players just kind of move over there. Then he's able to come back to Ayuk, who really turns his seam into more of a wrap. So what I mean by this is the essence of this thing looks like it's, here's the middle safety. We're going to have a seam to Kittle, and then we're going to have a seam down here that turns into almost a bender here for Ayuk. Now, here's the thing. We don't know what this route is. If this was a true seam, I would like to see Ayuk keep it up the seam and maybe go score. Is this how they teach it? Is this how they play it? I don't pretend to know. Okay, but I'm going to say that Brock here, post-fake, hits the back of his drop, looking here, and then plays this thing here. That's pretty rare. You don't see a lot of guys go seam to seam. And again, just how it works out, I think it more than anything, it showcases the connection that Purdy and Ayuk have, because there's a lot of trust here. So you can see the two verticals working against the safety, and I got the safeties wrong with the rotation, but the safety up top, nice base from Purdy. Again, you can see the backer 51 push to Kittle right there, can't get it, comes back the other way. And again, I'm just saying, normally you would think that Ayuk, if that was a seam, would keep running up the seam, and it'd be an even bigger play. So just a little bit funky. It ends up being a big chunk for wide open. So, maybe it's now the play. But it's a really nice job from Purdy going right to left on something you don't see a lot of. You don't see a lot of seam to seam. Nice job, big play. Next one here. I thought this was one of the few poor decisions from Purdy, or forced decisions. It's 3rd and 4 from the 4, end of the first half. We got 27 seconds left. We got timeouts. No problem if we take a sack. We're going to end up forcing the ball to Ayuk up top. Now, I think you could make the argument that Purdy is trusting Ayuk to win at the top of this route. But for me, if he were to come back and go right to left here, he hits Debo over the ball. Again, easy for me to say with a clicker and a pen days later, but no to the corner, yes to Debo. And again, it's going to be tight, but we've seen Purdy play plays just as quick as this would need to get the ball right down the hash. Now, again, I don't necessarily think there's anything inherently incorrect about trusting Ayuk to win on this, because I've seen him win on this. I'm sure they've seen him win many times, where you come in and he like leans it and then comes out of it. This to me is a little rushed, if I'm being honest here, at the top of this thing, where he just kind of goes out of it. I'd like to see him give me a little bit more of a move to the middle and then come out of that thing if we're going to trust him to come out of it. Everybody else here, we're in the flat. We've got Debo coming across here. And again, that's where I personally think the ball should go. And then we've got something working the back line as well. And again, your favorite motion doesn't quite work as well this time. So again, easy to say, a force. I think it's not only easy to say, I think it's the correct thing to say that this is a forced ball to Ayuk. It's a 4-point play. Does it matter in a game where you win by 17? No. Could it matter later in a more, tightly contested game? Maybe. But you can see here, and I think if Purdy and the Niners were being honest, he would say, yeah, I forced that to Ayuk. I'll give him a chance to win. Right there, he doesn't. Let's come back and work either Debo or 84 coming back across. Tough one. Again, not the end of the world. Incompletion, kick a field goal, 3 points. But really, these are those 4-point plays that are true defensive wins. Tough. Halftime. You dig the channel and you haven't already, please like, subscribe, hit the bell, get the notifications. I really do appreciate you subscribing to the channel. It means a lot to me. So thank you for taking the time and doing that. Again, the Quarterback School Patreon community, you know about it. Join, become a member, get even more Quarterback School content. We also have Quarterback School courses. Now, these courses are the premium content available through the channel. These are deep dives on my favorite football topics. We have a course on RPOs, tempos, pass protection. The best-selling course is how to beat every coverage. We even have an entire offensive system. So if you enjoy the way that I talk and teach ball, you will love the Quarterback School courses. The link is in the video description. We also have a bunch of free resources available. Check out those linked in the video description as well. Finally, make sure to follow me across social media platforms. I appreciate your support. As for this video, let's get back to it. Next one here. This is a tough one. It's one of those ones that I think you have to talk through, because this can get sideways for a lot of screenshot warriors out there. So yes, Ayuk is wide open. Would you love to see Ayuk get the ball for a massive play? Absolutely. Is there anything wrong with getting a check down when you go through the progression? No. Okay, so I think it's hard to make sense of sometimes unless you have really, understand the teaching progression, what the read is for most of these type of plays. Okay, so we're going to talk through what exactly this is. I'm going to call this just pure dagger. So this to me is a clear route almost universally. And then where the ball's trying to go is this deep in. Okay, I think on the backside here, they put Kittle on a corner. So really you're trying to get the ball in here to this deep end. You want the clear route, Ayuk here, to run this safety out of here. So get this safety out of here, get that corner out of here, feel that vertical threat of two verticals. And then you run in behind the second level of the defense. So if the second level of the defense gets significant depth, which they do here, then you've got to have a check down available to be able to do whatever in the flat. So it's just a high-low of the second level of the defense. Now, sometimes will you see this guy pop? Absolutely. I think most often you see him pop in middle field open. To me, this is closed, and this guy just goes rogue. So he's supposed to be in the middle of the field. He kind of squeezes the two wide receivers, and it creates this kind of massive opportunity for Ayuk back, essentially out the back door. Now, again, would I be surprised if Purdy saw this? No. I think he's already proven that he's thrown clear type routes this year for touchdowns and big plays. But is it in the true progression? No. He's trying to high-low, use check, and Debo. So trying to get that deep in to Samuel right there, he could probably get the ball to use check, standing right inside the 30. Now, again, would you love to see the free safety push over? Sure. But you're not looking there. Okay, so it's not necessarily one of those things that's in the progression. You would just love to have kind of the wide vision to see it. You're not going to see it all the time, though. And it's one of those things that I think, someone, and I'll just put it out there right now, someone is going to screenshot me this right here and say, this has got to be the first read. Look at it. It's going to score. Yeah, no shit, it's going to score. But if we're trying to get the ball here, this is 1 and this is 2, and we're high-lowing these players right here. Well, you can see they're all getting depth, right? Depth, depth, depth. You could say, hey, just play it here on time. Okay. I think that's fair. You don't have to move and create here. Just get it down to the check down. But still, it's one of those things, for me, we've now seen a few plays in this game where things that maybe we wouldn't be shocked that Purdy at his peak, when he looked like he was really in his zone in a heat check moment, is ripping this ball, is seeing these things more consistently. Now it feels like, for whatever reason, we're not getting quite as fortunate with some of these pop big plays. Next one here, 2nd and 8. This is one of those plays where, I think he probably could get it to Debo up top, the number 1 on the little spot or snag. He doesn't. He extends. This is what I think he's as comfortable as anything doing, just getting out and creating sometimes. So if it's blurry to the left and he doesn't like to Debo, okay. I personally think you could put it on his right shoulder right there, away from the near defender. So if we're going to, this is not a far throw, right? You just turn it right there, let him do his thing, turn and go, away from the near defenders. So even though you see this color here, it's not going to make a play on that ball. But 13's a decision maker. He doesn't like it. Don't force it. Go. Create. Nice job right here working with use check, settling down a little bit. Nice catch there. Good to see use check. See a couple kind of go through the basket there. No up top. Back down here to the bottom. Use check on the little looper return. Again, we've seen Purdy make tighter window throws than that to Debo on his right shoulder. Just not quite seeing it in structure, maybe as well as he has been over the course of his playing career in the league. And so don't force it. I like the idea of not forcing it. Get out and create. You're a great playmaker, creative. Nice little completion. Let's go. Very next play here, 1st and 10. We're going to hit Ayuk at the bottom slot on the inside fade. Now, would I love to see Ayuk run a little bit harder? Yes. Okay, if we're going to call out the effort police on 19 sometimes, we're going to try to be consistent. Purdy does a great job ripping this kind of low inside fade shot. This is an absolute dime of a throw. But watch the effort here from 11 at the start of this thing. You tell me if that's 100%. I mean, to me, it's just not. Now, the throw is outstanding. It's certainly good enough to win. My thing about it is, if you're 11 here and you know that inside fade, so this route is the premium look versus press, middle field closed. Well, as soon as you get that, you got to think, I'm getting the ball. Like, I'm going to go 1,000 miles an hour here. Shoo! Shot out of a cannon. Well, I don't think that's the case here. I think Purdy makes this route right. This is a dime of a throw, and it's a low. Normally, you throw a little bit more trajectory here. I mean, that is a legitimate, ear must me here, legitimate fucking handoff down the field. And again, there's a lot of moving parts there for Purdy compared to his normal base, and he overcomes it right there and throws a dot. That is outstanding. Boom. Again, just trying to be consistent. You're looking at his footwork here. He's not clicky like this very often. He overcomes it and throws a seed. That is a dot. Oh my God. That's tight coverage in his hip. Just a better ball. Next one here, 3rd and 10. Just an absolutely unreal playmaking ability from Purdy. We're pointing guys open. We're spinning out of there. Not there, not there. Spin out, make a play. See the field. Point Ayuk back the other way. Rip it across the field. Touchdown right in the chest. Just an awesome job. I'm going to show all the angles of this thing. No. Spin around. Run around. Point back. Thumbnail. Dot. Right in the chest. It's just an awesome play from Purdy. It really is. I think there is an element of him that is just so calm in these moments. Now, are they always perfect? Does he ever make, a little sideways decision? Sure, outside the pocket. But right there, that's outstanding. Now, here's the thing. Okay, so I've already said, before we get into this, that the playmaking ability is outstanding. Okay, right? We're out. We're running around. We're pointing. We're coming out here. We're pointing guys open. We're throwing guys wide ass open. That's outstanding. It really is. Now we're going to put our Kyle hat on and say, what's the intent of this play? So we're going to say clear. We're going to say out, deep sit, corner stop. And if I had to bet, I would say that this read is 1, 2, 3. Now, we're going to go through, is this open? For me, not open. Open. So it can be great play. It can also be, why are we not playing in structure like we have been? And for me, it just looks like things are a little cloudier than they have been for Purdy. So the out down here to the bottom, no. Right there, 19 gets the ball. Like, it's not his fault, Purdy's fault, that 19 is not have the depth for a first down. Maybe it's 19's fault. Maybe it's the scheme's fault. I don't know. We don't know. But I can tell you that Kittle, no. 19, yes. Okay, now, if you don't like 19, how about Ayuk, the corner stop? Yes, in structure. But we're already spinning out. Now, you could say, well, our right guard is taking an L and we've got to go. Okay, maybe on the Ayuk one. But the 19 one over the ball, that's there. Go. But if we're not going to see it, the fact that we can do this is the difference with Purdy compared to other guys in this system. He is consistently able to create, to extend. In these big plays, man, this is 3rd and 10. To get a touchdown out of this, to get a wide open touchdown out of this, strictly from him creating. So it's not there. Don't force it. You don't see it. Okay, you see color flash. You see the right guard take an L, right? As you go back to Debo right there, you see color flash. All right, you got to go. Spin out. The wherewithal to see the whole field. He sees the space to his left. Point, thumbnail. Ayuk is on the same page, foot in the ground. Come back out of it. Wide open, chest, hell yes. So that is a wrap. Brock Purdy, nice win on the road, bounce back game. Thought he made some really nice plays, some playmaking ability. He made some nice throws down the field, thinking to Ayuk. there was a combination. Obviously, they continue to do really nice things scheme-wise, both in the run game, the play-action game. You can see parts of the drop-back game potentially continue to evolve. Lot to like. I think the one thing that kind of jumps off this film when you pull it apart is it looks like Purdy isn't seeing it quite as clean as he's seen it up until this point. What I mean by that is we're passing on guys that I think are open. And it's not the end of the world when you pass on someone who's open and then go create and make a play and a guy makes a circus catch and you throw it across the field and it's a touchdown. Those are great. But I think those can gloss over some issues as far as just staying on time, staying in phase, things that we've taken for granted with Brock Purdy. And then you layer over that, maybe not being as precise with his ball location as he has been for many of those throws, as far as that intermediate area where he's so surgical. We'll see what it looks like. I'm not sure a couple weeks off is going to help, but I think it's worth noting that things look a little bit, grayer, muddier for him when he's in the pocket and he's not necessarily bailing, but just not playing within structure like we've seen him for the vast majority of his playing career. Regardless, this offense continues to be so much fun to watch. They've got weapons all over the place. Excited to see what they look like in playoff football. Thank you so much for hanging to the end. I will see you next time. Have a good one.